Hello and welcome to another episode of Fully Charged, coming to you from Chiba, just outside Tokyo in Japan. Now I've come all the way here to see a car launch. It's not the sort of thing I do a lot on Fully Charged, but I thought this is a bit special. This is the 2018 Nissan Leaf, the second generation Nissan Leaf, completely redesigned from the ground up. It's got a bigger battery, a 40 kilowatt hour battery. They are already talking about next year releasing a version with an even bigger battery than that. I don't know how much. The range of that, somewhere around 200 miles, this one. I think if you drive carefully, probably a realistic, plausible, all-weather, all-year-round range of like 150, 160 miles, which is fantastic. That's a really important thing. They're talking about that you only need to charge it once a week in normal use, which is going to be a big thing for people who don't have somewhere to park their car and charge their car outside their house. The interior is completely different, though. I think the important things are the technology that's built into the car. They have a thing called ProPilot, which is effectively like autopilot in a Tesla. It basically, once you're on a freeway or a motorway, the car drives itself, steers, keeps a safe distance from the vehicle in front, all that stuff. It's got auto park feature. I think they call it something else, but it can park itself. I think it's really interesting how much attention this launch has got. There's over 2,000 journalists here from all over the world. It's clearly quite a big event, and I nearly missed it because I didn't wake up when my alarm went off this morning, and I was a bit dozy because a bit jet lagged and all that stuff. But it's brilliant to be here. I'm really glad to come. We'll have a closer look at the new 2018 Nissan Leaf. Now, I'm only going on what I've seen today, but clearly it looks very different from the current model, which many people said they didn't like the look of. Now, I've got no aesthetic sense when it comes to cars. I think it looks fine. Thankfully, they did let me get in one to have a closer look. Oh, nice. Oh, it's all different. Oh, there's the... No. So you can't do anything to it. You know, just in case I start driving it around the exhibition hall, which would be very bad. But it's very interesting to see the little changes that have happened. It's got a much bigger screen. It's got a really nice dash in front of you there. It's very difficult to tell because it's not working. It's got similar gear thing, but the e-pedal. Let me explain the e-pedal because this is kind of obvious. But basically, if you engage e-pedal, which is this little button here, you can drive it with one pedal, just with the throttle. The regen braking is then engaged full on. So basically, as you release the throttle, the car will really slow down like you're braking, and you can drive 90% of the time without ever touching the brakes. On a hill, if you do a hill start, you just take your foot off the throttle, the car will stay at that point, and you press it again and it'll start moving on. So no more of that hill. Remember the hill starts in the olden days with the handbrake? It's generally like, it's just better. It's like the old Leaf, only better. I'm so used to my Leaf. I've had it since the original Leaf that was built here at the Nissan factory. I've had since 2011. It's been a brilliant car. Clearly this is a greatly improved version which goes further. You can sort of sense it goes further, but it's very hard to tell. We have to believe. At the moment it's all about belief. I have to believe that what Nissan are telling us is true, and that's all I can go on. I did get the chance to experience ProPilot Park, Nissan's autonomous parking system.
So switch is located on here,
yeah.
And to activate the system, you need to press first like this. So
right.
the system is activated.
Right.
So then you can select the parking mode. There are 3 parking modes: parallel parking, and bay parking, front bay parking, and backside bay parking. So today I want to show parallel parking and bay parking.
Okay. That is very smooth. Well, I think it's basically really good news that Nissan have stuck with producing electric cars, have really improved the Nissan Leaf enormously. This is a very different car. It's a really big step forward. Hugely more range, 40% more range. Don't quite know what that means yet. 150, 160 miles realistic, I think, is plausible. Really good automatic stuff. The parking is fantastic. I'd love to have a go with the ProPilot, but we're not going to get to drive it till next year in the UK. So we're going to have a wait. The Japanese are getting the car in October this year. They're getting it much sooner, so they've already been taking orders for it. I think it's an amazing improvement. It really is a big step forward, game changer for Nissan. Really impressed with it. But that's all we've got time for. So, you know, please subscribe to Fully Charged. Have a look at the Patreon link if you've got a moment. And as always, from Japan, if you have been, thank you for watching.